So I took my situation, and instead of me having a victim mentality and having the mindset of it being a burden, I used my experience as an asset to help another or to serve another person that has gone through that similar experience. I'm just getting used to this whole recording myself thing and trying to share my thoughts, share my experiences, share what I've learned. So I'm just getting used to this whole recording, being in front of a camera thing, and it's highly uncomfortable still for me. But it's funny because um, last week when I decided to start recording myself and start sharing what I am constantly learning about on a weekly basis, I started to notice that I'm a lot more aware and a lot more present in when I'm having conversations with people. Whether that be at work, whether that be in a 12-step meeting, whether that be with one of my friends, um, I'm just hyper aware of, while considering what the other person is saying, I've just been hyper aware of what I can take away from the conversation, right? As well as what I can contribute to the conversation, because it's always, not always, but uh, right. I want to also see what I can bring, what kind of wisdom I can bring into the conversation. But anyways, yeah, it's just a funny thing. And I have been it's funny because now I've been writing down notes of what I've been learning so I can share them. This week, um, something that really stood out to me, and something that I actually wrote down. This guy, he was sharing that he was in a weird place in his life, right? And just keep in mind that this guy is around 40 years old, right? And he was sharing about how he has always been living for other people, has always been living to please other people, has always put other people before himself, before his own needs. And he also mentioned that he always just did whatever was in front of him, right? He never went out of his way to try to achieve something. He never went out of his way to challenge himself and reach his full potential. He never went out of his way to do something that he actually wanted to do with his life. As far as career wise, he kind of just chose a career path that was safe. Um, and his exact words that he used is that he never felt like he knew himself, and he still doesn't know who he was, right? And while he was sharing that, the first feeling that came to me was immediate fear, and I felt bad for him, and I empathized with him, um, because he was in a place of confusion, right? Not that it's too late to uh, do whatever you're passionate towards, or it's never too late to continue seeking out, right? But I just thought to myself, like, because I've never been like that, right? Like, I just thought to myself, man, this, like, you've spent so much time just doing whatever was in front of you and just maintaining and just being comfortable, that you have lived this life of comfort instead of adventure, and live this life of comfort instead of growth, right? And chose comfort instead of pain, right? I feel like you will never know your full earthly purpose unless you try new things. One of the greatest motivating factors for me to be able to have the ability to try new things, constantly try new things and not be afraid to fail at them, is that when I was in school, I was constantly asked, or not even when I was in school, but when I was younger, I was constantly asked what I wanted to do with my life, right? What career path I wanted to go for, um, just what my dreams were, what I wanted to do on earth, right? And so I was constantly seeking what my earthly purpose was by trying different things, right? And what I started to notice is that I'm not money driven, I'm purpose driven. And so when you're purpose driven, I feel like everything else just comes. Yeah, I mean, what that guy shared just really hit me. I'm saying this in a selfish way. It made me feel comfortable as to where I was at in life, right? And it made me feel extremely grateful that I was in a position of trying new things and not being afraid to fail at them, right? And so I encourage every single person to try as many things as you possibly can, because I feel like you will never know what your earthly purpose is until you start trying things, until you start getting out of your comfort zone. That's when you will find something that just fills you up, right? And like I'm still on that path, right? Like I don't have much experience with it, but I just what right now what my purpose is, what I feel like my purpose is just helping, pleasing God and serving others, right? So whenever I feel confused, and I am in recovery, and I'm a recovering alcoholic, so whenever I feel confused, whenever I feel lost in life, I know that at the end of the day, I'm uniquely qualified to help another alcoholic out, because I've been through that similar situation. And so I took my situation, and instead of me having a victim mentality and having the mindset of it being a burden, I used my experience as an asset to help another or to serve another person that has gone through that similar experience. So, anyways, that was a little bit of a rant, but I guess basically the whole purpose of this video is try new things, right? Try new things until it fills your cup. Try new things. Don't be afraid to fail. I feel like we live in a society where hating is such a it's such a normal thing, and it's such an accepted thing nowadays that a lot of people are afraid to try what they actually want to do in life, because they're so consumed with whatever somebody else is going to think about them. And they know that themselves, right? Like a lot of people are pretty conscious of that realization about themselves. And I don't know, hopefully this will encourage people and help people. And yeah, that story with the guy that shared the meeting just really hit me, and I felt something there for sure.